Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining me for another one-man review. Today will be a short one. I just wanted to show this book, The Mirror by Yuke Li, that got sent in the mail. I've had this for a while. I was going to do a mailbag episode, but I'd rather just highlight the things that I really have something to say. I think this is something Sean sent me a while ago that he got handed at a convention. I'm not exactly sure. I've had a big stack of like things I was planning to get to. But yeah, I wanted to show this and talk about it. I think it's a even though it's short, it's a really interesting looking book and got some cool ideas. So I'm interested to see more by this artist. You basically have a very short little fabulistic story about this magic mirror, and it's kind of like a sentient mirror. It is always looking to be like it's the magic mirror. It wants the most beautiful in the land. So it finds this gal Joe, and like she's its new kind of victim that she has, and it's showing the characters basically like you're already the most beautiful, but it's showing them all the flaws. And here you see that it's telling Joe you are the maker of yourself, and so she is looking in this mirror, trying to make herself even more beautiful through plastic surgery. I really like this thing here where it's like, hey, you are the maker of yourself. I feel like this is one of the core philosophical lies and pieces of poison that is running around in our society right now is the almost entirely true idea that you do have control over your narrative identity of self, that you can get to write the story and relook at how awful things happen. I mean, Tori and I talk about this kind of stuff a lot from a therapeutic standpoint of like writing the story of yourself. But I think there's also a danger to it where it tips into like this, where it's like this burden or responsibility that you need to be attending to at all times, and that you can never settle down, that you're always bound by these outside forces and influenced by them. And there's a lot of like, actually in handing over the ownership, that's the trick that's being played. Like handing over the ownership, it's actually taking away some ownership and getting people to believe that they're just being tossed from shore to shore and they have no anchor. So this really deals with that. I like that. Like you're the maker of yourself, but that is almost a curse in some sense, and that's what's played out through the series of the book. And it comes along with this idea here. We're always looking forward and constantly improving. And again, that's a very healthy thing, especially when applied to the self, that you're constantly trying to improve yourself. You're taking more control over your story, but it can go too far. And I think in our society, and what this book is representing very well, is instead of seeing that like as an ongoing journey, there's some place that you're trying to get to, and so you're always comparing yourself against some impossible ideal, rather than the other way of just like, hey, I'm 2% better in whatever regard than I was the other day. So I really like the message of this book. This idea of like chasing this ideal self is dangerous, and tying that to the idea of the magic mirror and the most beautiful in the land and all that. And then I like a lot of the graphic stuff that's going on with the limited color palette, slowly introducing a second color, some of the tricks that are played with the dots. I think it's a really cool project. So I don't know any more about this artist because, like I said, I think this is one Sean sent me that had got sent to him. But the name is Yuke Li, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. So check this artist out, see if you can get yourself a copy and support what else they've done. House on Fire by Matt Battaglia is a just gorgeous book where Matt's kind of making an emotional response to the years of COVID and wrapping that into a sci-fi dystopian future that really the sci-fi dystopian's backgrounded, and you're focused on the emotional journey of two characters in a really beautiful way. And then that's enhanced by Matt's like really awesome, loose, kind of Paul Popish dry brush work. And then Sean and Matt have worked to get this second kind of orange spot color in there that's going to look really, really beautiful, and has allowed Matt to use his dry brush technique to add tone to the thing too. So with Sean's production technique, this is going to be a gorgeous book with a lot of heart.